Greetings, YouTube. It's late. It's Thursday evening in the United States, and I've got to be honest, this is the first time that I have been able to really go through my lineup messages in about 24 hours because I haven't had time, and I knew that I was getting so many messages about requests for Act 6 videos that it was very overwhelming. And so tonight, finally, because I don't teach on Fridays, I have the opportunity to spend a couple hours just trying to go through the 4,000 plus messages that are awaiting me. And I thought that I was going to go through mostly Act 6 messages. And boy, was I wrong. Because the majority of messages that I've received in the past 24 hours were about something else. Because while the entire community was in an uproar as to whether or not we should be allowed to bring in 4 stars for Act 6, or what I still think is even a bigger problem in the future, the change and imbalance of power in the game once Cavalier crystals can be purchased, especially for 6 stars, being rampantly used for less units per crystal than Grandmaster featured crystals before them. There is a very serious concern by quite a few expert Ghost players that she has either been silently nerfed or there is an intercept bug in the game. This, unfortunately, reminds me of the exact issue months ago, maybe even over a year ago, that caused me so much concern about Drax's silent nerf when we thought it was a bug, especially against Mordo's Astral Evade. You see, when Kabam came out with their defense about what changed Drax, they didn't call a spade a spade. In fact, they started the entire reasoning with a bold-faced lie that Drax, before the new updates, had a chance to bypass Mordo's Astro Evade when that quote-unquote chance was 100%. And because of issues concerning quote-unquote frame rate, the artificial intelligence of the defender had now reacted at such a speed that Drax's animations no longer worked as we intended, or perceived them to intend at least, for the duration of the champion. And one of my good friends in my alliance, Mr. Miles' favorite champion is Drax, and even though he still brings him in quite a bit, I felt real bad for him because he used to be the Mordo Slayer, and then now, of course, he lost his abilities. But that's Drax, a champion that even before the silent nerf, not too many people played with. Ghost, on the other hand, was voted by many content creators that I have the utmost respect for as the #1 champion of the contest of 2018. Better than Corvus, better than anyone released because of her potential damage output. But now, those that play with Ghost have noticed the same thing, and I want to say this off the top. I am simply responding to a plethora of messages in my inbox and this forum post that I've been sent by multiple people who have commented concerned with this. I myself am not an active Ghost player, so I cannot deny nor confirm from my own experiences that this is happening, but I trust the people that have sent this to me, and if it really was just happening to 1 or 2 people, I seriously don't think this comment thread would be nearly as long as it is. So with that, let's look at this, because I don't want us to just be so concerned about Act 6 in this community that we turn our backs on something that could drastically change one of the most powerful and OP champions out there, especially before Act 6 hits the contest. To all Ghost players out there, this is from Sanctuary 555. Recently, I've been facing issues with my Ghost being parried while I'm intercepting, usually after opponents' 1 or 2 hits during phasing. Didn't counter this issue as often or almost zero, but recently it's been happening, like almost every once in 2 fights in Alliance War. I decided to post a thread here after checking with my Alliance mates and friends who are playing Ghost and found out that they're also facing the same issue. Thus, I want to reach out to all the Ghost players in MCOC to see if everyone is also facing the same issue recently. If yes, then maybe Kabam can explain how we Ghost players are going to overcome this. I personally don't think it's a mistake. We all will make certain mistakes, and I'm fine if it's a mistake, as I can't think of any possible moves or precautions I can make to overcome this. I think it's important that Kabam addresses this issue, as it has been causing unnecessary defensive kills in Alliance War. As you all know, certain nodes are able to punish you with defensive kills with just one mistake. Video showing the issue to prove my case, and I'm not sure how to post it here. Regards. All right, sir. Well, this is why I have a YouTube channel, because when there's a forum post that many people are responding to, I believe that is my duty, my obligation, my privilege even, to bring the community to be aware of this post. I will be, as always, with a forum post, posting the link in the comment section. I'll be pinning that comment after I publish this video late tonight. Okay. Kenny responded, I've noticed this also, not only getting blocked, but sometimes they even dash back. Now, Kenny's comment I received from many different people saying that the dash back is what they noticed first. It's like they sped up the AI's reaction time to make Ghost timing harder. And that reminds me again of the Drax frame rate argument. And if Kabam successfully convinces the community of that argument, two things happen. One, they can claim that they are by no means responsible for it. It's just a natural progression of, say, the speed of the iOS of Apple devices when you download it. And the other thing is, if they can prove that they didn't intentionally or maliciously do anything to a champion, they are off the hook from any explanation about further compensation, even though that champion is no longer working as intended, and especially as those put thousands of hours and even hundreds of dollars, if not more, worth of resources into that champion to rank them up to max, whether that be a 6-star ghost or a 5-star ghost, or even a 4-star ghost, etc. All right, Uppercut says, I've noticed the issue right after upgrade on the latest version of iOS. This, again, points toward the speed of the AI and the frame rate argument going all the way back to the Drax explanation. AI now parries and triggers dexterity when I'm about to hit them after their miss. It was not the case before the update, and my timing didn't change. It's not possible to hit them faster, so it could be related to the AI change, or just their animation is allowing them to parry or use dexterity now. How is AI moving all the way back when I'm about to hit them suddenly or use parry? There is no window to start a combo after phasing. This is such a serious point. Thank you, Mr. Uppercut, for bringing this to the attention of the community as well. Sanctuary responded, yes, I've got videos proving this also. Thanks for bringing this up too, as I forgot to mention it in my previous post. Now, I have no problem doing a series of updates about an important issue that could be affecting members of the community. So those of you who have videos, if you want to send them via the Line app or even in an email, I would be happy to follow this up with visual proof of what they're talking about, because like I said, in my personal play, I don't use Ghost on a daily basis, so I would not be the best person to showcase this difference in artificial intelligence reaction for defenders. Who are you fighting? I've learned against some champions to only let them hit once into my face. Okay, so that's a good point. I was fighting Killmonger, my friend Sabretooth, and Korg, my alliance mate Medusa, actually quite a number of other champs actually, but I only have videos of the above to prove. I was ghosting as usual when after 2 hits, the opponents dashed back when I tried to attack. Again, Mr. Hidden Blizzard, this is the most common feedback and concern that I have received in the past 24 hours via the Line app, where there are just multiple summoners who really are concerned with the dash back speed of the AI when bringing Ghost into attack. I noticed that Nick Fury hit me while phasing. That could be a concern. I've only had Ghost for a little over a month now, but noticed the change this morning. It's quite drastic. I actually hate to use the term silent nerf, but this instance seems applicable. Well, Mr. Dr. Awkward PhD, love the title. That's why the title of this video simply is going to be, is Ghost bugged or a silent nerf? Because that's the question. Is this a bug or is this a silent nerf? Now, I can't say this enough. The problem with quote-unquote silent nerfs is that Kabam can claim, because of the processing speed of new updates of cellular devices, that it's not on them, that it's a frame rate issue, and any time the AI moves faster than it did before, that's just a natural progression of the processor catching up to whatever coding they put into the game. And if Kabam can successfully make that argument, it takes them off the hook, both legally and otherwise, to have to deal with the issue or even address it head on. And, that's kind of what happened with Drax. Some people were upset, but I think most people just said, it's Drax, who cares? And Drax stayed that way, and as far as I know, has never been able to bypass Mordo's Astro Evade, or for that matter, even to have the ability to counter Quake's heavy like he did before. That was one of the big things about Drax when I would bring in my Quake, is that it was one of the few people who I couldn't get the evade because his reach with that double hit was too much. And then, of course, now it's just a very, very awkward, clunky evade that almost looks like there's some kind of invisible space between the attacker and defender. So, you Ghost players out there, as this post says at the very top, this is directed to all Ghost players. And I do believe that the MCOC Jesus, so to speak, of Ghost is Mr. Pandaman Pete. So I would love for him to comment. I'll see if I can send this over to you, good sir, just to see your reactions, and everybody else, Ankit, and the several Ghost players. Sorry, by the way, Ankit, if I butchered your name. I know I always kind of mispronounce it. But regardless, this is really important. A lot of people are talking about this. My inbox, I'm sure, is still overflowing with messages that I haven't even had time to respond to. But the good news is this video has officially been published by the time you see it, so I can just send the link out. I need you to share it with people who use Ghost and comment below what you've seen. And if you have any video evidence that you want to further show the community what this means, please feel free to send it my way. I'd be happy to post it with, of course, a tag to you, the person who is providing the evidence. So thanks for watching. I know Act 6 is providing a lot of drama, and I really do think that in so many ways it's justified, especially for people who have spent money buying the very inexpensive, almost susceptibly inexpensive rank 5 4-star items without being told that these champions can't be used in further content, or even grinding for Heimdall in, say, like the 4-star basic arena. So I'm not trying to minimize those issues, but we also need to be not turning our back to other things that could have happened with the new update, and it seems like the biggest one is the Ghost play so far. So let's address this as a community and try to get to the bottom of it. As always, thanks for watching and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.